Hey, Brian.
How are you?
Hey, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Good to see you guys.
Yeah,
Luca and Brian. Welcome.
Oh.
Welcome on board.
nice to meet you all.
Yeah, so let me introduce myself like really briefly, and then we can get to know each other again. Like I will be asking you to just share a brief explanation of yourself and what you do, and then we can start over. Yeah, how does it sound?
Sounds great.
Perfect. So I am the marketing and partnerships manager of Shopney. Shopney is a mobile app builder for Shopify and Shopify Plus stores. Basically, what we do is like we welcome our merchants. They can build their mobile app without no coding or no design skills in just a couple of minutes, and then they can start to sell from their mobile apps within a couple of days. So it used to be really expensive and really hard to build a mobile app, a mobile shopping app from scratch. But with the solution that we brought, they can just build it really affordably and less than a week. So it's been, like almost 12 to 13 months, I guess, that we got listed on Shopify App Store. And we had a really successful year. So I would love to share what we learned and what we have experienced throughout the way in this very specific and successful 1 year period. And what about you guys? Fernando?
Hello guys. My name is Fernando, I'm from Brazil. I work currently for two companies actually. One is a Brazilian company specialized on e-commerce solutions. So basically we have big customers. We have in Brazil, we work with some brands like Intimissimo, Muji, and so on, like Motorola, and we develop some e-commerce solutions for them. Normally working with the tags as a e-commerce solution, but we also build websites with Shopify. I'm actually a web developer. I used to be a salesman, marketing guy, and currently I'm actually doing a bit of web development, a bit of commercial as well. I mean, giving a kind of like technical support for customers.
I don't know if there is any one of us like without more than one hats in the business, like marketing, development, and everything. Yeah.
Exactly, pretty much that. I do a bit of everything here, and and then I'm currently we developed some apps for the tags in the past, and that's why we decided to join this hackathon. And
how did you heard of this hackathon, by the way?
To be honest, my boss sent me the link and said like we should join it. So it's like we should. I might ask him, but I think was the Slack group we are. I think was there. We are in this how's it called, Shopify Partner Slack, and I would guess he found this event there, but I can ask him again.
Okay, just got curious because like I just got the information from Roman Zenner, the country manager of Germany of Shopify team. So he just invited me, and like I said, okay, so why not just spoil one day of.
I have to switch my camera off very quick. Sorry, I will come back soon.
Okay, no worries. So let's go with Luca. Please.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Luca. I'm from Germany, Cologne, and I work in a team of 3 people currently. We have our own online shops, but since I'm a developer, I started building iOS apps a couple of years ago, and now we want to build Shopify apps. We released our first app in the Shopify store last week. And
my congratulations.
Thank you. And saw that you will have a talk here at Shopney, and I was excited since I've built like mobile apps for the last couple of years, and I would love to learn more about it.
Perfect. And Brian, what about you?
Hi, I'm Brian from the UK. Basically, I'm currently working full-time as a full-stack .NET developer. I've been in that space for 14 years or something. I'm an old man, so it's been a long time in the IT world.
All relative, being older or something. But you are an experienced guy for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for a change of direction, really. I'm looking sort of to get out of the corporate world and sort of do my own thing, really. And Shopify seems like a good space that I could maybe sort of slide into. So I'm just here, really, sort of lurking and trying to gain as much information as I can from you guys who are experienced in this area. So
yeah, perfect. So yeah, I think there is always a room for good products and good solutions in this growing ecosystem. Like we were in Canada for the Shopify's yearly annual event on 2019. It was, I guess, in June, and they have announced that the actual number of merchants who are using Shopify was just a shy over 600,000. And in less than a year, they just hit more than 1 million. The rate of growth is just like mind-blowing, especially with the accelerating effect of COVID-19, etc. I mean, everyone who has a, let's say, touch in the e-commerce ecosystem, like just having a good time, yeah? That's like the case, pretty much to me. All right, so first of all, like I would like to thank again, if there is, I don't know any of them in the meeting now, but yeah, like to thank Shopify team to give me this opportunity, because like as we lost the chance to meet in person in the events, it's really rare to have the chance to meet with the people and like share ideas and yeah, sharing this moment together. And I would love to break the ice with a couple of stats about the app that we built. We have got listed in Shopify App Store after a huge and painful process in September of 2019. And so far we got more than 4,000 installs and more than 210 only 5-star reviews. There is no 1 star, there is no 2-star, 3 or 4, all 5-star reviews. So when we compare the status of the apps, for example, like maybe 2 years or 3 years older than us, we consider ourselves successful in a way, because like it's not a huge number maybe to get these number of installs or the customer reviews. However, we just, when we compare, basically, like we see that we did a really great job, and like the things that we do is just being appreciated by our customers and Shopify itself. Of course, I'm not here to show off with the numbers, etc. But yeah, like what I treasure the most is the experience that we got, because like I'm 100% sure like it is what a Shopify developer needs, especially when he or she is just about to get into the ecosystem, because it's a huge world of information and like things to do, things to focus, but you need to decide and like see what works and what not. Yeah, hope that you will be finding some actionable insights from this speech, and yeah, like you will be using them for your next project. So the flow of my talk will be going around the questions like, what are the advantages of working with Shopify as a tech partner? Especially this is for you, Brian. And what are the musts of building a Shopify app? Then I will be mentioning the key points of the things that we do that made us successful, especially when I consider many of these are getting overlooked by vast majority of the Shopify app builders in the market. These are the vision and the way of execution of Shopify, and who is the merchant as a persona Merchant is gonna be your client, so getting to know this guy is like really, really important. And how can you build a top-notch experience for the merchant? And then we will be wrapping it up with how should you market your app? And maybe I will be asking for some contributions on that part from Fernando as an old marketing guy. Huh? What do you say?
I changed my career, my friend. I used to be one of these, but now, of course, we can brainstorm for sure.
Yeah, and at the very last stage, we will be having a Q&A session. If you have, yeah, like, by the way, like, I have no problem with the time. I can allocate all my day to answer your questions. So if you would love to ask, just shoot them. All right. So I will start with the advantages of working with Shopify as a tech partner. So as you know, Shopify is a giant, the biggest e-commerce platform and one of the trendsetters of e-commerce, like with a couple of other companies like Amazon, etc. They have shaped today of e-commerce and most likely will be shaping the tomorrow of. And growing with the merchants and partners every day, as I have given the numbers of merchants using Shopify, just jumped from 600,000 to over 1 million in less than a year. It's still growing, and like with this unchangeable or like inevitable effect of COVID-19, the e-commerce will be going up and up. Like especially like a last info that I get from a statistic working friend from US, he said that like the COVID-19 has just catapulted the e-commerce usage of 5 years into 6 months in US, which is insane when you look at the numbers. So, but what does it mean to you as a Shopify tech developer? All these numbers and all these opportunities. So like the market will only grow, at least for the next 5 years. And there is always a room for good products. For example, we have just started our journey a bit more than 1 year ago, and we now can consider ourselves successful and still growing with the increasing numbers. Besides the potential, working with Shopify is an amazing thing for a tech company. Why? Because they always use up-to-date technology stack. So there is no old thing in the Shopify's infrastructure. For example, Shopify follows the new structures. For example, last year they have changed the API structure to GraphQL. Maybe you have heard of it. So, and it has just happened after we finished our development on Shopney side, by the way. We have gotten to rewrite all the codes from scratch. It was a huge pain in our asses, but at the end we just made it and like getting rid of it. The other side is the huge community. I mean, I don't know if there is any country on earth who has no Shopify expert now. Everywhere, like more than 170 countries there are merchants, and I'm sure like more than 100 countries there are Shopify experts. So which means you can just share the ideas, share the problems, and share the answers of the issues. So you feel just like you are not alone. And this meeting, this small chat, is a really big example of it, at the very detail of it. And along with this community, you have an unlimited and really perfectly prepared technical documentation. You can find everything about the APIs, SDKs, and there is no room, what I've seen from this 1 year, there is no room for uncertainty, especially when it comes to the technological infrastructure at Shopify. The other thing that I would love to mention is the perfect change management. You build something to work with Shopify and you need to maintain it perfectly because you just want to keep your customers benefiting from that solution as perfect as it is in the beginning, yeah? You don't want to get affected or impacted by the changes. So Shopify thinks the same, and like managing this like really smooth and perfectly. You will be getting notified about the likely changes in a really certain schedule, and you just have the time to get prepared and get the things done before the wave comes into your business. And lastly, you have, I guess you have experienced already from yesterday, the staff of Shopify, the partner managers, all the people who I met so far are like really knowledgeable, friendly, and lovely. Like it's always good to chat with them, even like as a non-business chat, and like they're always helpful. Like they help me along the way really, really much. But you need to be lucky maybe to find the right person to help you. That's also another note from that experience. And I would like to move on to the musts, the inevitable things that you need to put into your work when you are building a Shopify app. First of all, I have seen a couple of apps in Shopify App Store, and I've tried, like in our development stores, etc. They are not working perfectly in terms of the integration of Shopify. So they cannot track the collections, they cannot track the products and bring into the dashboards, etc. So this is, as I experienced this in person, this is the first thing that you need to consider. Like your app, if you are building an app for Shopify, it should work seamlessly with Shopify. There is no room for such kind of, I don't want to call it stupid, but like it is not a clever thing to do. Like you cannot track products or you cannot track collections. So this is the number one rule. And the other thing which is really, really important is the product market fit. This was maybe one of our biggest advantages. Our product fits the market needs perfectly because we know that the mobile share on the e-commerce sales is increasing every year. And now more than 75% of all entire Shopify traffic is coming from mobile. So from the merchant's point of view, it's not an option anymore to offer the best mobile shopping experience, but it's a necessity to offer the best mobile shopping experience, which is only done by a natively working mobile app. And lastly, the quality of the end product. So like there are, for example, from our competition, there are many different mobile app builders. They have a product market fit already. So their apps are working in a nice manner with Shopify. There is no integration problem, but the quality at the end is the thing that the merchant is looking for when he decides to pick one of those options. Because I will mention in the next stages of my talk, an experienced merchant is installing a couple of competitors from an app category. And then he experiences the onboarding. He asks some questions and like giving it a bit of time to decide which one to go, because you don't want to make a wrong move and get back to that very beginning when you are, for example, building a mobile app. So the quality of the end product from its user experience, the user interface, and the last thing that on hand is really, really important. So we have paid huge attention to details, and yeah, I guess we that part is just took us ahead. And here is to me, maybe the most important part is understanding Shopify itself. how Shopify approaches to e-commerce, how Shopify approaches to the merchant, and what is the vision and what is the way of execution of Shopify. So when you get exposed to Shopify's marketing pieces and like some of the big guys' speeches, they say the greater purpose is democratizing e-commerce. That's true. Shopify is just giving a chance to individual businesses to rise in this huge time of competition. However, to me, the hidden message in here is making e-commerce easy for those who want to sell online, everyone. And when you see the end product, it's really just backing this idea. Yeah, it's pretty easy to just design a store, launch a store. You don't need any other guy. You can just have your product pictures. Even if you don't have a product, you can find it from the drop shipping apps, etc., and you can start to sell online. The game is built around the word of ease. This is what I understand from it. And I guess more than 1 million people or more than 1 billion businesses are preferring Shopify than the others like Magento or WooCommerce, etc., for this very idea. This is the biggest feature of Shopify. And Shopify puts the merchant into the center of the game and builds everything around it, like to solve his problems, to make his life easier, and to make him earn and grow. Yeah. When it comes to the execution, I have been into many different sides of Shopify, like from the technical side, from the marketing side, and the other ecosystem parts. And I've seen an excellent quality in the every part that they have built for their product. Like, but they still offer a great customer service just in case the merchant or the Shopify expert or the developer will be having a problem. For example, like you have a huge documentation to read and to find an answer for any of your questions as a developer, but you have also the partner managers and the partner support team. So they are confident with the product they offer. They are confident with the documentation that they offer, but they just leave no room for uncertainty. If you want to do something, if you want to get something done with Shopify, there is always one person to ask and to get the best answer from. So after understanding Shopify, I would like to go to my favorite person, which is called the merchant, your likely client. So without understanding the merchant as a persona, like getting into its life and understanding his routines, the pain points, what makes him happy, what makes him sad or unconscious or anxious, it's really hard to market or build something for him. Generally speaking, this guy is an ambitious guy who wants to be successful. Most of the time, this is the case, especially for the individual businesses. And this guy is a really busy guy. He thinks that he is the busiest guy on earth, most of the time. And from that perspective, a Shopify app should solve a certain problem in his life or should make something easier for him rather than creating some other problems that was not existing in his life. We are experiencing or just hearing from our customers, like he spent 5 entire days to build an app with another app developer and he just get 0 at the end, and that very precious 5 days is just evaporated. And then he comes to us, we I'm really confident with this. We offer a really perfect customer service, and we just mimic Shopify to help to get things done, and like we see the difference on that point. So when it comes to finding an app for a merchant, you should also understand that part and that journey. So the merchant is just visiting App Store and putting some keywords into the search bar. And there your app and some other competitors are getting listed. So it's really important to have a really informative and benefit featuring rather than features, benefit highlighting app listing in the App Store. So when you are doing a good job with the app listing, you are in the list of one of two apps to install and try for that very specific. Let's say he just typed mobile app builders, as we are at the very top, so we are just giving a good intention, and then he picked one or two of other Shopify app builders, and then us. Then he just getting an onboard into our dashboard. He has some questions along the way, so you should always be ready there to answer the questions, maybe even diminish them before they just get existing. And then the merchant just sees or visualizes or previews the end product in his store on his mobile app. For example, when it comes to our solution, we offer a preview way of their apps, which is almost ready to launch. The only missing feature of our preview web that we offer is capability of buying something. They can send push notifications, they can design it, they can just browse in the app like a working mobile app. The only thing that they cannot do is sell something. So that actual end product is giving the intention to buy it or not to buy it. So from that point, as last but not the least, any merchant you try to convert for your business is already converted by Shopify for their businesses. To clarify this sentence, Shopify is trying to convert that very likely merchant for its solution, yeah? Because there are some other e-commerce platforms like WooCommerce, Magento, etc. Shopify has converted the merchant that you are trying to convert. So you need to analyze the way of Shopify doing things to convert that guy. If you implement it into your business, then it's likely to convert that very person for your business as well, because that methodology is working on that person and it's proven by Shopify. So this is really important. I'm not sure if I just pitched it clearly. Do you have any questions about this?
I don't know if, thanks Murat, I don't know if we're gonna talk more about the company itself, or I don't know, like should we ask already questions about everything?
No, like this part, especially like mimicking or implementing the way of Shopify doing things to convert that merchant, mimicking and implementing that things to your business is really important, because like this is what we do in our business. So I just wanted to make sure everybody get my point in this section.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
perfect. So then we can continue. So like the main takeaway is here, like to analyze what Shopify offers and what methodology he implements for his business to convert that guy we call merchant. And you need to just localize that methodology for your own business so that you can convert that guy again. Because it's proven that Shopify's methodology is working to convert that guy, buy something. So moving with the marketing part of the app, which is, I guess, maybe as important as creating the app itself, because without marketing it properly, you will be having a great product on hand, but no one will be in the know of it. No one will be hearing about it. So would that work? Would that make sense? No. So the marketing of a software as a service business is as important as building it. This is what we have seen so far. And without understanding the persona of the merchant, it's to me it's really hard, because it's really getting complex. When I call like with one word as a merchant, but the diversity and the persona differences are like really huge. For example, like a merchant is not a uniform audience for even Shopify itself. Like there are some merchants who are already really big in business, like Shopify Plus merchants migrating from Magento or the other platforms to Shopify. Some of merchants are like just starting the business. Some of them are just selling fashion items. Some of them are just selling butchery or grocery. Some of them are from Mexico. Some of them are from Japan. So although the main mindsets, selling something and achieving something and being successful with the business is like really similar, but they are very, very, very different from each other. They speak different languages. They sell different things. They fulfill and ship in different ways. So Shopify is just, as being a huge global company, localizing almost all its operations and all its solutions for local, considering local dynamics. So you should look at the audience in a way that like to understand their personal and local concerns. For example, like shipping from my country to Brazil is a different thing. Shipping from my country to England, a different thing, and different concerns. And it changes from every location to any other. So, and you should build your app considering all these local concerns and local pain points. And also you should communicate accordingly. What does Shopify do? For example, even at this event, there are 4 countries are getting handled differently and separately. You have 4 different country managers speaking the local language and getting in touch with the audience in their language, because Shopify knows that every market has its own unique dynamics. So this is also another thing that you need to learn from Shopify and implement to your business. For example, localizing our app, its dashboard, its Shopify App Store listing helped us really, really good. We have done this in the 6th month of our journey, I guess, and it just pushed us like really, really high, because we have seen a couple of merchants who are using our dashboard with Google Translate, some of them from China, some of them from Mexico. And then we thought that, okay, like this guy is having a huge hardship. Switch the tab, write something, and come back and get things done. Like it's like really hard, yeah? And then with that idea, we have localized our support. Now we have a French support team. We have also Spanish-speaking supporters and German-speaking supporters. And we also use Google Translate for some languages that we cannot find who speaks and supports in our in our product. For example, Mongolian. We had an experience with a Mongolian merchant who just want to, let's say, get service in his own language. We said, okay, so we will just guide you in Mongolian as much as we can, because it's really hard to find a Mongolian support member. So he was really, let's say, appreciating that approach, you know. And as you see the differences in different markets, you need to focus on, decide and focus on one market rather than targeting the entire world. For example, when it comes to our case, we know that like one of our established competitors was from Los Angeles. So the North American market was a hard thing in the beginning for us. And the other established competitor was from India. So we thought that like going after with Asian merchants will be hard for us. But we picked Europe as a main target and localized our product for 5 different languages in Europe, for 5 main countries: Spanish, France, Germany, and Italy. And also we are offering English as default. So that was the, I guess, the break point of our, of our growth. So what you need to become successful in this community, like it's already provided. And if you have any questions in mind, you should also make sure that there is an answer for it. Because when you, I don't know if you have, any of you haven't checked the Shopify's community forum. There are more than 700,000 people just sharing ideas. And when you visit there, you feel that you are not alone, and maybe almost any question that you have asked to yourself is already asked by another one, and its solution is already shared there. So you don't have to worry about any upcoming problem or issues with your way, because like most probably that problem or that issue has been faced already by some other guy in a different part of the world, maybe 2 months ago. And the guy is just sharing it as an insight, and you just implement it into your business. Thank you very much. We can continue with the question and answer session.
Thanks, man. Very nice. I have 2 questions here that I wrote it down. I'm just curious to know, what is the size of the team now that you have there?
Fernando, we started as 3 persons. So
okay.
now we are, I guess, more than 20.
Oh, nice. Nice. Very cool. And regarding the marketing part, Murat, I'm always curious about investments in marketing. You know, like I've asked this question yesterday as well to some of the guys. But in terms of like investment for money to promote your app and everything, have you guys done that in the beginning, or like after some time, after you scale, is everything organically in the beginning? What can I expect in the beginning without investing anything? That's more like.
So let me tell you the true story. So we got listed on Shopify App Store on September, I guess in the middle of September. The very first marketing effort we do happened on November, at the end of November. But in the meantime, we had more than 20 clients already. First of all, when you launch your app, if it's an app worth to pay attention, Shopify is just featuring it with the list of newbies or something in the Shopify App Store. And also, there is a huge traffic to Shopify App Store, and the merchants are searching for some apps with the keyword. So if you create a good App Store listing, it's not going to be hard for you to get found. And for the marketing investments, for example, like we are spending money for now, like for the Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads in some different levels, but our main traffic is still organic and coming from Shopify's App Store. But my main advice without having an investment to market your app is to get your place in the Shopify app, top Shopify apps lists, like articles, blog posts, etc. That will be like really beneficial. And keep your customers happy and get reviews. Mm-hmm. This is helping a lot, especially for your App Store ranking, and also like the Shopify's recommendation. For example, when you open your Shopify dashboard, there are some recommendations of apps in the Shopify merchant dashboard. Mm-hmm. So we are getting traffic from there as well from time to time.
Okay, and this is everything made by the Shopify stack. You guys don't invest to be there.
Yeah, exactly. So like Shopify, I guess there is an engine working and let's say judging the apps and deciding which one to be featured to which merchant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. And just one last question, then I give to someone else. But so if I understand correctly, you have an app for the merchants that if I install, I will get an app for my store. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So let me share the apps link so you can maybe check it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Thank you.
Okay. Here is the.
That was the initial idea, or you pivot meanwhile, like since you started?
No, I mean, like we haven't changed the structure of the app after we get into Shopify, but yeah, it just got pivoted before Shopify. It was not an e-commerce app builder.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Everything in Portuguese. Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention Portuguese. So yeah, like we also translated our dashboard into Portuguese. And now we are supporting more than 18 languages in the apps, for example. There is no other competitor of us supporting that much languages. Localization, localization is really important, guys.
Oh, yeah, this thing they mentioned yesterday. Okay.
How do you handle support from different countries? Do you have in every country a support member or?
Sorry, Dima. Welcome, by the way. Like I just
hi together.
Lost myself in the presentation.
I did introduce me because I like to talk. Thank you very much. I'm a Magento guy, so Shopify is new to me. And question, how did you handle the support around the world? Do you have a support member around the world or just?
Like we have support members in, like 2 or 3 locations now, as far as I know, because like after pandemic, the things are getting spread, etc. So like we are working with support members who are speaking French, Spanish, and English. That's all.
And how did you find them? Did you are remote workers or virtual assistants or?
No, I mean like most of them are bilinguals, so they're speaking more than one language.
Okay.
And yeah, it was not a huge thing to find a person who can speak that languages, but the thing is to find a person who can support and understand and can have an empathic and understanding approach to the customer is the really hard thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because like you should communicate with the person without seeing each other's face, only just typing, maybe a phone call if you are ready, or if you are lucky, you see. So like you can understand the feeling of the merchant from the words he types, you know? So that's the hard part.
How you handle? Do you have a support ticket? I saw on your website Intercom. Is it your support system or?
Yeah, like right now we are creating tickets for any customer issues, and some of them are followed by the customer support team manually, and some of them are just flowing with the setup we have structured earlier.
What for the ticket system do you use? So Intercom or different one?
I guess Intercom.
Intercom, okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Any other questions, guys?
Good job. Promo video is amazing. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, how did the idea for the app come about? Was it existing expertise that your team had, or did you specifically go out and sort of find something?
Yeah, like Shopney is a branch of the main company, which is called Mobisem. The company is already in the mobile solutions business, mobile software business, more than I guess 10 years now. So it's another branch of the company. So like a really experienced pack of engineers are working in the company. So they just wanted to migrate that experience into the e-commerce boom in a way, yeah. As there was a huge potential, like because like there was I guess, an investigation about the e-commerce, mobile e-commerce, the sales rates, etc. So we have seen that demand is gonna come, and like e-commerce will also be keep growing in the next 5 years. So yeah, that was the main idea. So like what I recommend is to follow Shopify's blog and Shopify's newsletters to be in the know about the upcoming trends of e-commerce. And I'm sure the partner managers are sharing some insights about market needs within this event. Yeah.
Thank you. Good advice.
Yeah, my pleasure. If I could help. And any other questions, guys? Brian? No questions? All questions are answered? This is the best case, huh? So can I think that I've made a perfect talk right now, if there is no questions?
There are so many questions in my head here, but I mean, it's not regarding your presentation was good, but yeah, I'm more curious now about where to start. You know, I just for the hackathon, I was planning to do some things, but probably like some small things in the beginning, just to get to know better the way everything works.
Let me share my email addresses, guys.
Yeah.
Like you can just shoot me questions if you have. All right.
Right.
I mean, let's not lose the connection. Yeah, because I know how precious to find and to have someone to ask some questions, and like I will do my best every time you ask me a question. Because I was just grabbing the Shopify guys on the events. Okay, please, like answer this question. May you please help me on this, etc. So like it was a pain in the ass. Even the guys are like always helpful and friendly.
And how long did it take for you to launch the first version of Shopney? Like how long did you develop?
Oh my God. So why I congratulate you is that reason. Because like having your app listed on Shopify App Store is a huge process. Like it took us 3 or 4 months or something.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, we submitted Shopney, and like it was just getting reviewed and like getting some revisions, etc. We were doing it, and like again some other pack of revisions. So it took us like at least 3 months, I remember, and we were about to give up almost. You see, like, and we said like, okay, guys, maybe this is not the place. So maybe this is the end. I don't know. So yeah, That's why I just congratulate you. How long did it take for you?
It took us about 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, it was pretty okay, but it's a smaller app. Like it's a small upsell script on the order checkout page. So in comparison to Shopney, it's like very small.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you have many things to learn from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other questions? Fernando, you have rights to ask 2 more questions, man. I know you have more.
No, don't worry. I think now it's just time to put hands on and try something, because I think that's the best way to learn in the end, right?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Yeah. Well, thanks anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, like I shared my email address. You can just shoot me an email for any issue. If I cannot answer, I will do my best to find an answer from some other guy and like help you guys. No worries.
Amazing. Thank you.
And stay in touch with the partner managers as well, like Roman, Jenny, yeah, Kincho, and Marie-Claude. Yeah, all 4 awesome people, fantastic 4, I can say. So yeah, stay in touch with them. They are really helpful. Perfect. So if there is no other questions, guys, I'm thanking you each and every of you. It was a real pleasure for me. After a long time, having this people around me and like sharing some ideas, it's always amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
With you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a
Cheers.
nice day.
Bye.
Cheers.